Hello guys, today I will give a solution of ISA Aptitude Test 2017. I will discuss only this portion and try to cover as many questions and concepts as possible. So let's start. First question is question number 46. Actually, there are four sections in ISA Aptitude. As in ISA Aptitude Test, there are four sections. First is bio, second is chem, third is mathematics, and fourth is physics. There are 15 questions from each section. Okay, 15 questions from each. Okay, so there are 60 questions total. Total 60 questions, and you have to solve these questions in 3 hours. So without wasting the time, I will start. So first question is question number 46. You have a PV diagram. There is a PV diagram of 1 mole ideal gas. The state of the gas was point 8 at A, P1 V1. So this point corresponds to P1 and this point corresponds to V1, or you can, here it is VC. In the question paper it is VC. You do some work and it goes to state B. So write it as VC, and it corresponds to the pressure P2 and volume VB. This point is C. The path is A to B, B to C, and then C to A, as shown in the figure. This path A to B is an isotherm. It is isotherm. You have to find the work done in this process. So I have to find the work done for the process A to B, B to C, and C to A. So see, A to B is isotherm. So total work done. Total work done W is simply sum of the work over all the paths. You should note that there are two types of works. Okay, one is conservative work or conservative, and non-conservative work or non-conservative energy. Non-conservative. The PV work, the work done by pressure volume system, is non-conservative. Okay, it is the PV. Okay, it is like gravitational work, like FG, FE. These all are conservative forces, and the work done by those forces is called conservative work done. Okay, work done by conservative forces. But the work done by the pressure volume system is not conservative. It depends on the path. It does not depend on the path, it depends on the path. So you have to calculate the total work done, A to B plus B to C plus C to A. You cannot tell that if you start from A and it goes back to A, so total work done is 0. It is not 0. Okay. However, you have returned to the same position. It is not 0 because work done depends on the path for pressure volume system. Okay, it is not conservative. You should compute it as W equal to W A to B plus W B to C plus W C to A. Okay. A2B is an isotherm. In isothermal process, the work done is given by W isotherm is nRT ln of V final over V initial. Okay, this is the work done in isothermal process. PR. So just put this value. You have 1 mole, so n is 1. RT, some temperature T. For initial volume was Vc, final volume is Vv. So it is ln of Vv over Vc. Okay. So it is the ln of V. Now C, WBC, B2C. In the process B2C, pressure remains constant. It is an isobaric process. And in isobaric process, isobaric, what is integral P dV, since P is constant in this process, B2C pressure is constant, so you can take it out from the integral and it is simply delta V, P delta V for isobaric process. So it is simply plus P, pressure is P2, P2 delta V means final volume minus initial volume. Final volume is Vc minus initial volume Vb. Okay. Plus WCA C2A. In the process C2A, volume is constant. See that volume is constant throughout the slope. So volume is constant. So the work done W is isobaric process. Volume is constant, isobaric process. So P dV is given something. P is there is some pressure, but dV volume is constant, so dV is 0. There is no change in volume. Volume is constant. So if no change in volume, then it is 0 simply. Plus 0. It is the work done. Or you can write it as or W equal to RT ln Vv over Vc minus P2 Vv minus Vc. It is the answer. I have taken negative sign common. Okay, because Vv is greater than Vc, so I have taken negative sign as common. It is the right answer. So according to the options, option C is correct. Okay, option C is correct. Now next problem. So now next problem. You have a copper wire of length LCU. So suppose it is your copper wire of length LCU, and the young modulus of this wire is YCU. The diameter of this wire is D. The wire is hanging from a roof, from the ceiling of roof. Okay, it is hanging, and you have connected a wire of aluminium of same diameter. Suppose it is your aluminum wire of length LAL and young modulus YAL of same diameter. Okay. Now you have applied a load, so it is connected to some load. Suppose it is some load, say M. So what is the value of load? It is simply mg. It is the load that will act downward. If the net extension, read carefully, the total extension is delta L. Okay, it is not the extension of this wire, it is the total extension, means extension of this wire plus extension of this wire. It is delta L, it is given. Then what is the value of load? What was the load applied to the system? You have to find this. This is not a quite simple question. but not so hard. It is an average question, and there is a similar question in NCERT as well. So see, you have this Young modulus. Recall that what is Young modulus? Young modulus is longitudinal stress S over longitudinal strain sigma. Okay. Longitudinal stress is simply load or stress or restraining force. In limiting case, it is simply load. Mg, load over area, cross section area of cross section A, and longitudinal strain. So delta L over L, it is the longitudinal strain. If you rearrange it, you will get Y equal to mgl over delta L into A. Okay. Now see what is A. In this case, the diameter of the cross section is D. So the area of cross section will be equal to pi r square, radius square. Diameter is D, so it is d by d square, means pi d square by 4. Put this value here, you will get y equal to mg L over pi d square upon 4. It will go up and then delta L. So it is the general formula. You have to find load mg. Now see, for first wire, you have the length of this wire is LCU. So basically, total length of the wire is LCU plus LAL. Total length of copper wire plus length of aluminum wire, it is total length. So what is the change? Total extension is simply extension in copper wire plus extension in aluminum wire. So just simply find the value of delta LCU and delta AL and put this value in this expression. Okay. Delta L is known. Okay. We don't know the value of delta LCU. From this expression, if I apply this expression for copper wire, I can write it as delta L will go here and Y will go there. I can also write it in this manner. So for copper wire, delta LCU, or calculate it here, delta LCU for copper, it is simply 4 times mg, because load is same for this wire and this wire, load is same, into LCU, length of copper wire, pi d square by Cu. And for aluminum wire, it is delta AL equal to 4 mg LAL over pi d square by A. For these values here, you will get 4 mg LCU over pi d square by Cu plus 4 mg LAL over pi d square by AL. 4 is common, mg is common, pi d square is common. So you can say that it has 4 mg over pi d square, LCU over YCU plus LAL over YAL. Okay. So simplify this here, you will get delta L equal to 4 mg over pi d square times YAL LCU plus YCU LAL over YCU YAL. I want the value from the load. I want the value of load. So you can compute it. Mg equal to, from here, mg equal to delta L times pi d square, delta L into YCU YAL over 4 into this quantity YAL LCU plus YCU LAL. This is the load. So the options, pi d square YCU YAL delta L over 4 YCU LG. Option C is correct. In this set, the set that I have, in my set, option C is correct. Now next, you have the graph of for the radioactive disintegration. So you have radioactive disintegration curve. So what is radioactive disintegration? It is the spontaneous process of emitting alpha particles, beta particles and gamma rays. So there are some terms that you should know. One is activity, second is number of nuclei, half-life, mean life. These are some terms which are used in radioactive disintegration. In this problem, we have the value of LNR, means a natural logarithm of activity. It is the activity of the radioactive compound versus time. LNR versus time in this scale. Time is in hours. Okay, it is in hours, and LNR and R is in count per second. Okay. R is nothing. R is basically number of disintegration per second, or per unit time. Number of disintegration. So if you have n nuclei and it has reduced to n minus dn in time t, in time dt, so the change is negative dn over dt. It is defined as the radioactivity or simply activity. Okay, it is the activity. It is data. So in this graph you have LNR and this is something like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The graph something looks like this: 10 to 6. 10. It is the graph. It looks like 8, 1. Okay. My drawing is not so good. The graph is not on scale. Okay. So you have to find the mean life. You have to find the half-life of the nuclei. Okay. So you have to find the half-life. Okay. So what is half-life? Half-life is the time at which and the number of nuclei remains half of the initial quantity. Okay, suppose you have n naught nuclei at t equal to 0, and after some time it has reduced to n at t equal to t. So there will be some time at which this quantity will become half of the initial quantity, not this, of this. It will be t by 2. This is called t half. T half. Half is in the subscript. Okay. So there is a t half, and there is a relation between t half and this integration constant lambda, which is ln2 over lambda. Okay, this is the relation between t half and this integration constant. The general radioactivity law is given by from this expression, or you might have learned that n equal to n naught to the power minus lambda d. It is the first expression for the number of nuclei. But here we have activity. If you compute and do some calculation, you will get that r equal to r naught into e to the power minus lambda t. The same expression. So just use this expression. Okay, I will use the letter rule. Okay, so let me erase all this. So basically you have to find t half. So for t half I need this integration constant. So from the graph choose two values. I choose time t equal to 0. First time is t equal to 0 and second is t equal to 6 hours. Okay, the corresponding value of ln r, be careful, it is not r, it is ln of r. So ln r at t equal to 0 is 10 and ln r at t equal to 6 is simply 0. Okay, so I choose the value, this corresponds to this and this corresponds to this. I have r equal to r naught e to the power minus lambda t. Just take natural logarithm on both sides. You will get ln of r times ln r naught plus ln of e to the power minus lambda t. Okay, it will come here and we will get ln r naught minus lambda t, ln of r, or simply lambda t equal to ln r minus ln r naught minus ln r. Okay, just check the calculations, and lambda is 1 over t times ln r naught minus ln r. This is the relation. In chemistry you might have learned that for first order kinetics you might have learned that k, it is the rate constant, is 2.303 over t log r naught over r, or you can write it as same as 1 over t ln r naught over r. It is the same expression. Okay, just compare. Replace the k with lambda. Okay, and you will get 1 over t ln, it will become ln r naught over r. It is the same expression. One can ask that what is the order of radioactive integration. So it is first order kinetics. Okay, it is first order kinetics. Remember that, because it is similar to that. So put the values. Ln of r naught is the natural logarithm of activity at t equal to 0. At t equal to 0 it was 10. So it was 10 minus ln of r at any time t. So if I choose my time to be 6 hours, so it will become ln r at 6 is 0. See that at t equal to 6 ln r is 0. So it will be 5 over 3. Okay. So t half is simply ln 2 over lambda, means ln 2 times reciprocal of lambda. So t half is 3 by 5 ln 2. It is the half life of the nuclei. Okay.